I'm JimCondon, President and Managing Partner of Strategic Capital Fund Management, and we're based in Greenwich, Connecticut. We, at Strategic Capital, we focus on a number of different asset classes, really all things digital infrastructure. So we have a team that focuses on wireless infrastructure. When I say wireless, I mean fiber optic cables, cell towers, things of that nature. In addition to that, we have a separate team that focuses on owning, operating, buying data centers. And then we have a third leg of our stool, which is our SPAC team, based out of Europe. We just launched a SPAC about 3 weeks ago, and that is focused on the electric vehicle digital mobility ecosystem. Yeah, I mean, a SPAC is a special purpose acquisition company. So really what that means is a blank check company. So you go to the market essentially, and when I say go to the market, you're working with an underwriter, such as we worked with Barclays. And the mission is to go out and raise a couple $100 million within the blank check company. You're raising the capital from hedge funds, typically. What you end up doing is a consolidated roadshow where you have virtual meetings in today's market with these hedge funds where our mission was to raise $200 million for the blank check company. So you have about 30 or 40 meetings that are 15, 20 minutes long. And at that moment, the hedge fund more or less makes the decision whether they want to invest into your SPAC. So that's the upfront process. There's a lot more that goes into it. So the investors within the SPAC will typically be hedge funds in the beginning. Then what ends up happening is they invest into the trust, which is what it's called, and then you take that company public. There's no operating entity. There's just the cash in the trust. And if we're the sponsor, what we've done is we've invested our capital into the trust as well. Once you're public, then you're allowed to go out to the marketplace and talk to what's called targets. So companies that essentially want to go public through a SPAC, or you're out there talking to companies that you think would be a good company or a good target to go public. And then you can start negotiating. Up until you go public, you cannot talk to targets about valuation or anything, cannot negotiate with them. So very, very strict rules around when you can talk to targets and what you can talk about. And then really, once you go public, then the fun begins because you are negotiating, you're talking to targets, and you've generally identified a sector. For us, we identified the electric vehicle digital mobility sector, which is a huge ecosystem, right? Many people think of the electric vehicle space as just OEMs or automobile makers. But it really is a diverse ecosystem, right? So if you own an automobile, if you own a Tesla that's electric, where do you charge it, right? If you're driving from Southern California to Northern California, you've got to find all those charging stations, as opposed to if you're driving a petroleum car, you don't even think about it, right? You know you're going to drive past gas stations. So there's that part of the ecosystem that oftentimes gets overlooked. The battery manufacturers, making sure that the technology continues to get better and better and better, is oftentimes on the OEM to figure that out. Many times, they're partnering with other companies. So you can just start to think about how broad this ecosystem really is and how many opportunities there are. And that's why we love this sector. We think it's really exciting.